Hi guys, welcome back to our channel again. In this video, we will see how we can extract data like price from New Zealand exchange. The website is nzx.com. From this website, we're using some particular ticker, but this tutorial will be applicable to any ticker of that particular NGX website. So let's get started. But before going to the main video tutorial, I will request you, if you are new to our channel or still if you didn't subscribe, please subscribe to our channel, and then let's get started. At first I am going to create a folder, so right click and new folder, and the folder name is nzx, as we are trying to download or extract data from nzx. Okay, so I type there, and if you open the folder, and we'll see there is nothing at the beginning. Okay, so we can close this thing. Now let's open Visual Studio Code. We can open Visual Studio Code by holding command key spacebar all together, and then it will pop up spotlight search. Over there we can type Visual Studio Code and it will show Visual Studio Code, and just double click to open the Visual Studio Code. I am using Mac computer, that's why I open Visual Studio Code like this way. But if you are using Windows computer, then just open Visual Studio Code from start menu. Okay, once Visual Studio is open, then you will find this type of screen. Now our goal is to link this folder with Visual Studio Code. To do this, we have to click on File, and then we have to click on Open, and from there we have to go this location where the folder is located. Right now this folder is on desktop, so I am going to select desktop, and from there we'll see that there is a folder ngx. Okay, so we have to go there, and once we select there, we have to click on Open, and then this folder will be linked with Visual Studio Code. And now if we create any file or anything, it will be saved here locally, that means inside this ngx folder. Okay, so now let's do some coding. Before extracting data from that website, we need to install Beatool Soup. We can easily install Beatool Soup by typing the command pip install Beatool Soup, but in this tutorial we will not directly use the pip. We are going to create a virtual environment, and then after that we will install that Beatool Soup. So I'm going to close this welcome screen because we don't need it, and then we have to open the terminal. We can open terminal from this terminal, and just click there, then it will pop up this type of menu, and from there you can choose new terminal, and the terminal window will be appear down. It might take some few seconds, just wait till it finished loading the terminal. Okay, and once you open the terminal, now we have to create a virtual environment. We can create a virtual environment by using the pip environment or some other way also, but in this tutorial I will use pip env, that pip virtual pip environment, that package or module to complete the installation or setup of virtual environment. So I'm going to install that pip environment by typing the command pip, then install, then pip environment. Okay, so once we type pip install pip environment, then hit enter key or return key of your keyboard, and just wait few seconds, it will install the pip virtual environment. So once we complete the install, then we have to switch to that environment. So to switch that environment, we have to type pip env, then shell. So once we type there, then it will go to the shell. Okay, and then it's showing that here it is jumping to the shell, and you will find this type of environment. The tutorial which I am making, it is on Python 3 version. If you want to check, you can check by typing the command python then dash version. It will give you the version of Python. Okay, so we are using this environment Python 3.8.1 to complete this tutorial. Now let's do one thing. Let's install that Beatool Soup. To install Beatool Soup, we have to type the command pip environment, then install, then after that we have to type Beautiful Soup and Beatool Soup 4. So this is the package name, and here we are using pip environment because this thing actually, here we are using the pip environment. We are not using regular pip, but if you are interested to use pip, you can also do so. At the time you have to type only pip instead of pip environment. Okay, so as we are using virtual environment, that's why I used this line of command. Okay, then after that we have to hit return key or enter key of your keyboard, and then it will start installation of Beautiful Soup. Once the installation is complete, then you will see a success message. Okay, that means the Beautiful Soup software or package is installed in your virtual environment. Now we are ready to start our coding. So this is our ngx folder. Okay, inside this we'll create one Python file. So I'm going to click this new file icon, and it will create a file. So here we can type a name of the Python script. Suppose the Python script name is ngx .py. I made it very simple, and then hit return key, and the file will be there. Okay, and this file extension should be .py. Okay, so this is our Python file. Here we'll write the code to extract the data. This is the website of ngx.com website, which is New Zealand's exchange, and here there is on ticker. This is called PYS, but you can use any ticker. So one of the comment in my previous tutorial, when I extracted data from New York Stock Exchange, at the time one guy requested to make a tutorial of like this. That's why I'm going to create a tutorial based on this ticker, but you are free to use any of the ticker. Okay, so basically I am using this ticker, but you can use any ticker. So now what we have to do, we have to use this link, this link to extract this page data, and then after that we'll extract this data. So let me copy this URL, copy, then I just copied this thing, and then I'm going to minimize this thing. Okay, now let's come to here. Then here we need to write the code for Beautiful Soup, right? So to write the Beautiful Soup code, at first we need to import Beautiful Soup. So I'm going to type from, then bs4. If the package is installed, then it will automatically suggest Beautiful Soup. We can hit enter, then it will automatically complete. And then from here we have to import then Beautiful Soup. Okay, we have to import Beautiful Soup first, and after that we have to create soup, right? So before going to this thing, let's create a variable URL, which is actually we just copied from the website, that is the New Zealand exchange, and the ticker is PSI. We want to extract data of PYS, this ticker data. Okay, so this is the URL. Okay, then after that we can create a request, right? So how we can create? We can use the request object. So we can actually use request, but before that let me import request thing, like import request. Okay, so now we can use request object, request dot, and then get is the method to request the URL. So this is the URL, so we can type URL here, and by using this thing we are requesting this thing. So after requesting this thing we'll get some response. Okay, so let me create a variable to capture the requested item. Okay, so we can create a variable response equal this thing. So this is the response we are getting. After that, what we have to do, we have to create a soup. We can create a soup by using Beautiful Soup, this thing Beautiful Soup, and then here we can put the thing response. This is the response which we actually got, and then comma response. Let me convert it to text format, and then after that we have to use on parser. I'm using LXML parser for this case. Okay, and to capture this thing, this is actually the soup, right? By using this thing we are creating a soup. Let me define on soup variable, soup equal all this thing, right? So now let's print this soup, how whether it is able to capture the page or not. Now let's check the soup, whether the soup is really coming or not. So we can use print function in Python, and then inside this we can use the thing soup. So if we type soup, then it will print the soup. Now let me run this script. So we can run two ways. We can right click, and then we can choose run Python file in the terminal, or we can use this arrow button. Okay, so I'm going to choose from here, run Python file in terminal, and let's see what type of things it is giving us. So if everything is okay, then we'll get some data. Okay, and if we expand the terminal, then we'll see here it is giving us the data. That means we're able to grab the website data, and we are seeing that this is the like logo, something, some page related thing. Like here there is like pay sauce limited, pa soy, something is there, right? So it is coming. Okay, and this is an njx space. Okay, fine. And this is showing logo, so we are able to extract the whole data. Okay, now let's close this thing, or you can delete this thing, it will go away. And also you don't need this thing. Okay, so this is the simple file. So what we did till now, we created URL, and then after that we requested that URL, and we got the response. And after getting the response, we are actually using parser to check whether we are getting that thing or not. So now let's come to this website. This is ngx.com, and this is on ticker PYS. We want to extract this data, that price. Okay, so what I have to do, I'm using basically Google Chrome browser, and I will use inspector of Google Chrome browser developer tool. So right click, and then we can choose inspect, then it will open the Chrome developer tool. Okay, so here, so it's very big because for other tutorial I made it big, so I'm going to hit 0, so it will be the default text now. So now let's go to here. We want to inspect this element, right? So here we are seeing this thing, right? So we can easily inspect this element by using the CSS selector. So it is very simple and easy. If you don't know how to use actually CSS selector to inspect this element, I have couple of videos in my channel. You can also check this thing. So to do, let me show you those things, so it will be easier for you if you want to understand, or if you want to learn those things. So if you go to my channel, like youtube.com FewSteps, you'll come this page, and over there just click playlist. And if you're in the playlist, then you'll find on playlist it's called automation with Selenium and Python. Just go there, and Hi. Then and if you scroll down, you'll find couple of CSS selector tutorial, like CSS selector part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you complete these 5 tutorials, you'll be very efficient to use CSS selector to inspect this element. So I'm not going to show this thing, how to use CSS selector in this tutorial, so I'm going to minimize this thing. But if you want, you can do check those videos. Right click on top of the element and then choose inspect, and then the developer tool will be opened here. So from here we have to inspect this data, we already know that. So here we are seeing this is if we go this line, here we are seeing the long way it is coming h1 tag, and this is coming from this element, right? So this is a div. Inside this div we are getting this value. So let me do one thing. Let me use this class name, so we can use CSS selector. So what we can do, we can type a CSS selector. So in this tutorial actually I will use shortcut. So I'm going to double click and then copy, and once I copied, then what I have to do, I have to open command F, the find key, okay, to check whether we are able to inspect that element or not. So here these are the class, right? So we can do one thing, we can put by dot. So because in CSS all the class name it starts with dot class name, right? Okay, so if we hit enter, then we'll see there are 2 elements are there. Okay, so one is this one and second is this one. Okay, but our target is to get data from this. So what we can do, so we can use this class, and inside this class there is h1 tag. So we can put right angle bracket, then h1, and then it will be able to inspect that element. See, here it is choosing that element uniquely, and we are seeing there is only one element. Okay, so this will be the code for CSS selector. Okay, I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to minimize this thing, and then I'm coming here, and then I'm typing that thing. Okay, right now I'll make it comment because still I didn't complete the code, that's why I type like this way. Okay, so now we have the soup. We can actually comment this line, we don't need this thing, so I'm going to comment this thing. Now let's extract the price. So we can use the beautiful soup CSS selector. So we can use soup and dot. Then there is a function or method, it's called select. So this is the select, we'll use select, and after that we have to tell what we have to select. So this is the thing which we are expecting. Okay, so I'm going to copy and then put it inside here. So once we do this thing, then it will grab the data from that page. Let me define one variable like price. Okay, so it will show actually it will capture all everything inside this price variable. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let me print this thing. We can use print method, and then after that inside it we can use the price variable to check whether it is able to download the price from there or not. So now let's run it and check what it is giving us. So if we run the script, then we'll see that we are getting this thing, and this is a list object, right? Because there is a square and square bracket over here. Okay, so and inside it is this is the price. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to extract the text from here, and we have to remove this thing. So we can use like 0. That means this will be the first element. There is basically only one element, that's why you use 0. But if we have multiple elements, we can also use like 1 for the next element, something like that. Okay, but here we have only one element, that's why we are using this index 0. Okay, now if we try to rerun this thing, then we'll see that it will come as a string, something like that. Okay, so if we run it, then we'll see right now this is not a list, it's on piece of thing, right? So this is our expected is h1 tag, and here we have value. Now we need to extract this value. So extract this value, we can use the method, it is called get text, get underscore text. Okay, so if we type get text, then it will actually extract only the text value. Okay, and now if we rerun this thing, then let's see what it is giving us. So it will give us on value like this is the text, and this is the price of that ticker, right? So right now the price is not updating because today is Sunday, and probably in New Zealand the market is not open, that's why it is like that, but it will update basically. Okay, that's as the market is closed, the price is always remaining the same. Okay, now here we are seeing that there are many like spaces are there here and here. Okay, so let me open that page one more time, the New Zealand exchange, and we are seeing there are lots of spaces are there. Okay, that's why these spaces are coming here. So we can use some Python command, Python expression to remove this space. So let's do one thing, price, then we can use, there is a method stripe, strip stripe, then we can use this method. Okay, this method actually it will remove all the space, and if we rerun this thing, then we'll see there will be no space. So I'm going to remove this thing and then rerun it by hitting this triangle, and it will show us the price. Now you are getting the price. Okay, so in this way, basically by this simple line of Python script, we can actually grab the data. Okay, now let's do one thing. We don't need those things, we can clean this thing, and this is your expected thing. Okay, so actually I'm just removing everything, and we also don't need this thing, but we're coming this part later. Okay, now let's format our code so that it will continuously update the price from the website, right? I told you that right now everything the market is closed, but if the market is open, then it will able to grab all the data, right? So here let me create a function at the beginning. Okay, we can create function like here, we can create function def, then we can name a function name. Suppose we can use the function name like price extractor, and there will be parentheses, and then here colon, and this is the function definition. And after that we have to actually put this thing here, right? Because this is the Python syntax. Okay, and this is the function, this is the URL, response this thing, and soup, this is soup, and price this thing. Okay, now it is fine. Now what we have to do, we have to actually modify a little bit because every time we have to call this thing. So how to have we can write a method, sorry, a loop like while, then true, because it will continuously get the price, right? And then we can call this method like price extractor. Okay, in price extractor, that's all. Okay, but here on more thing, instead of print, what we can do, we don't need this print. Okay, so we have to return something from here so that we can actually grab this thing here. Okay, so here we have to do one thing, we have to return return this price, right? So we can actually copy this part because I don't want to type again. That's why I'm doing this thing. Okay, so this function is actually returning the price in text format, right? Simple text. And after that, here we are grabbing this thing. Now we need to print, so we can print by typing print method, and then inside this print we can actually put this thing. This price is for PUIS. We can also make this thing a little bit nicer. PUIS price. Okay, then we are just formatting something. Okay, so that's all. Now our code is clean and this is done. So very simple code and only few lines of code. And now let's run this thing. Right click and run Python file in terminal, and let's see whether it is working properly or not. Let's see. So here it is showing it is bringing the price from their website. So if we open the website right now, we are seeing that it is 4.4 like 440, and it is triggering the script, and it is bringing the value. Okay, but right now I told you the market is closed, so it's actually putting all the values on the same value because market is not updating. If the price is updating here, then everything will be updated. So let's do one thing. Let me check any other stuff whether it is able to pull or not. So I'm going to the home page of this thing, and let me dynamically pull anything like VZL. Okay, for example this one, and this is the ticker, right? And this is the URL. Okay, now let me close this thing, and here we have to change the PSY to this VZL, right? So I'm going to copy, Control C, and here something. I'm just trying to show you that whether it is working or not. So here VZL, so this will be the VZL price, right? VZL. Okay, and then run this script. I'm going to run this thing, and it will start running the script. So it is showing 1.5, and we are seeing the price is exactly matching, right? And it is running continuously. So that's all guys. In this way, using this simple Python script, using Beautiful Soup and request this to import a package or module, you can actually write a simple script which can actually dynamically pull all the stock price value from the New Zealand exchange, this website. So that's all guys. Hopefully by watching this video you'll be able to write or build your own script which can actually pull the data from this website, ngx.com, this website, and any ticker it will work. You just need to change the URL and then it will work. So here I used CSS selector. Here I showed you, and I also showed you from where you can learn this type of CSS selector type of thing. I have a list of tutorial you can also watch from there. So hopefully by watching those videos you will you will able to actually create this type of CSS selector, and you can pull data by using Beautiful Soup and CSS selector all together, and you can actually grab this data. That's all guys. Thank you for watching. If this video is helpful for you, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.